Yo, what is up guys? Today we're going to be talking about a new boss as well as the new epic mode, and we're actually going to tie the boss into the epic mode guys, and you'll see what I mean like later in the video. Alright guys, as promised we're actually at the end of the video and we're showing off our newest boss yet guys, but anyway we're going to talk about some updates before we get into that guys. So first update is that we have Stealing Creation. Actually the points are fixed so that it shows which team is actually winning at the end of the game. I know the interface wasn't working for a really long time, but we have fixed that. Also, Brawl was pretty popular, however people in between were actually clicking on this chest and losing items, so we have fixed that so that once you get the items from this chest it will not disappear when you go into the Brawl minigame. Also, you can no longer use player-owned shops in minigames such as Stealing Creation. We've actually increased the price of Vanguard as well as Guthix armor. So Guthix armor is now worth 200 mil each per piece. Not only that, but we've actually increased the price of Vanguard as well as Guthix. So Guthix now is worth 250 mil per piece and Vanguard is worth 500 mil per piece, which makes it a little bit better money making. Now, I think I had mentioned this in my last video, but this is the new boss Spring, and so if you guys want to get to this, I think it's on the second or third page, but we've added the Guthix armor to Spring, so Spring now drops that armor. Now, if you have an apprentice, such as Joe Dirt here, your apprentice will actually copy the completionist cape colors that you have, so if you have a completionist cape, then whatever your colors are, then your apprentice will have the same colors. And then we have updated Raids 3 as well. We actually have Camille being replaced in Raids 3 with Zamorak Elite as well as Spring, so we will be adding the newest boss to Raids 3 possibly as well, and the newest boss's name is William. And then we actually have even yet another Raids update, so all Serenic Jads in Raids will actually drop all their items. So I know that Serenic Jad usually drops the Serenic Scrolls as well as the Serenic Scales, I believe. So you guys can make actually the Serenic armor just by doing the Serenic Jad inside of Raids. You do not need any Serenic Scrolls to be able to kill him in Raids. Now, it's a little bit slower way of getting the scales and the scrolls, however it is totally worth it to be able to kill him in raids and actually get his drops, and it also counts towards your kill count for him, so that's pretty massive. And our next update is that the Trident of the Swamp dropped by Zulrah actually now does a magic attack instead of a melee attack, so that's pretty good. I assume it will be useful in PvP situations, but probably not for PvM very much. Alright guys, our next update is actually game points, which actually has been increased from 250,000 to 500,000. So as you guys can see, mine is like 200,000. If we have 500,000 game points, which is the new maximum amount of points you can have, you can buy a lot of these and use them for like literally hours. So the cannon, which is the most expensive, you could use this for a total of 10 hours in a row if you wanted to, or bank skills, or whatever your choice is. You could use those for a long time. And then another update is that the clue scrolls no longer have the 10 maximum amount. You can actually get up to 25 of each clue, so you can get up to 25 easy clues, medium clues, hard clues, and elite clues before it starts telling you need to stop and then start doing them. Now, I thought that 10 clues was actually enough, but apparently you guys want to keep camping for more, which is totally fine with me. I don't do clue scrolls that much, so I'm not a PvMer, not really getting the clue scrolls, but if you guys need to save up to 25, then that's pretty cool, and you guys can do that now. We're getting close to the end of our update list, guys. The next update is actually that the freeze timer actually resets after teleporting, which is pretty massive, guys, because it's super annoying not being able to walk after 10 seconds when you leave the PvP area. Alright, so it turns out we actually have another Raids update, guys, which this one is that apprentices will actually count their points in Raids. So I think before it didn't count very many points for your apprentice getting a lot of DPS in Raids, but actually now it does actually count those points and you should get like faster Raids rewards. Alright guys, as promised, we're actually at the end of the video and we're showing off our newest boss yet, guys, which is this boss right here, the William Marshall, if it'll stop moving around. I'm trying to show you what he looks like from the front. He's pretty scary, guys. He is a knight and he's pretty big. He's a 2x2 NPC. So if you have a scythe or a noxious sword, that means you'll be able to hit him multiple times. And he has this weapon here, which is like some sort of chain mace. And he can actually do 2 different special attacks with this chain mace, guys. One of them, he will actually hit your prayer, and he can knock out basically your entire prayer all at once. And then his other special attack is similar to the Brutal Whip, kind of. Actually, it's similar to the DDS, but it goes like 3 times in a row. So it hits like 1 hit, 2 hit, and 3 hit. And now also guys, this is actually a real knight in real life, William Marshall. He's got some lore behind him. He's like this famous knight from 800 years ago who supposedly worked for kings and lords and stuff because he never lost in any battle whatsoever. So anyways guys, I'm gonna try and fight him and we'll see like how fast we can actually get knocked out by him. And looks like we are going to get totally destroyed, maybe. We'll see. It seems like he gets stuck kind of often, which is a little bit unfortunate for William Marshall over here. So we're going to get in his range really quick. He does really look like he gets stuck like super often. But anyways, hopefully he can attack me somewhere over here. We'll see if we can get him like over. Yeah, okay. So as you guys will be able to see, he will actually be able to knock out my prayer with a special move. He goes over his head like that right there. And then he is actually a pretty fast attacker. So he'll be able to kill me pretty quickly, guys. And you'll actually want to watch out for that. But he does only use melee. So that is one con about like being William Marshall, is you don't have any magic or range or anything like that. So it is kind of hard to be able to hit on your opponent. But now, if you guys want to get to this area, you can do the : chill command, although I'm sure I'll add it to the boss's teleport list sooner or later. I'll also be adding it to the hard and medium bosses as well, or it may be just the hard bosses since he is kind of difficult. I think I mentioned he is harder than Spring, harder than Zamorak Elite, so he is pretty difficult in my opinion, guys, even though he can only use melee. But he hits pretty hard and he has a pretty hard like special attack which can knock out your prayer. But he, also he actually has quite a bit more hit points than the other two bosses. But we're going to add sounds to William Marshall as well as the Spring boss, which will make these bosses a lot more fun to fight, I think, and will show you like which attack they're doing at a specific time. If you're not looking at the emote, you can also hear it based on the sound which attack they're doing. So I think this will add like a layer of depth to the game, which is pretty good if you have your sounds on. But anyways guys, that is going to do it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoy the video.